So now I'd like to address where I've been getting the question of like, you should go to the news. That's a great idea. Once again, I'm calling out all the establishments, showing them that they don't actually care. And I'm actually saying that to the news organization. I believe the news organization only really cares about gun reform after there's something to report. The whole shock and awe thing, they really are onto it. And here's how my proof on them. I literally went to local and national news on April 13th. Once I realized that when I went to them, they weren't going to get help, their family wasn't going to get him help, the local authorities were acting blind, dumb, and stupid, and then DCF was like, not me, not me. I was like, I got to get, so I did the videos. And like I said, it wasn't for the TikTokers or anybody even I knew, it was for the professionals to see. And yes, I use TikTok. Once again, you guys, TikTok is so fake. It is so fake. I wish you guys would just know like what people could do. I didn't do any of it. I didn't edit my videos. I didn't do anything but just be me. But sticking back to what I'm talking about, the news. The news where everybody's like, did you like here? Let me tell you who I reached out to so that everybody can understand. It doesn't matter what side you're on, whether you're CNN or Fox, both of them turned a blind eye. Don't know why. Maybe we'll get into it. Anyhow, on the 13th of April, after I was being ignored by my local authorities, I contacted locally WESH, WFTV, Fox 35, and the Orlando Sentinel newspaper. I also contacted that same day national news, Fox News, NBC, Dateline, CNN, ABC, CBS, and MSNBC. I waited a day. Didn't get any response back. So then I reached out to Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, 360 CNN, Sunday CBS, the correspondent Wolf directly at CNN, Fox and Friends, another CNN email I had, and Ben Shapiro. Then, after Louisiana happened on the 19th, I then did this to all the local and national news, not caring about the little people, Republicans who don't really actually care. The ones that sit around and talk about gun reform and how we need to deal with it, but I'm actually providing information to them on where my Lake County officials are not doing anything with mental illness and guns and child abuse, and they all turned a blind eye. So as things are coming to light, that really coming to light on what was done in the dark, any of you guys who watch these news people or they sit there and act like they care, it's a lie. Or maybe some of them, and this is what I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping for some of them, especially at the local level. Maybe some of them reached out to the Eustis Police Department or to the Lake County Sheriff Office, or maybe Senator Trudeau or the mayor of Umatilla or the mayor of Eustis office, and they put a stop to the story. And if that's the case, I kindly encourage any reporter, any intern reporter, to please contact me. My number is 740-244-5763, as I would love to hear if the local authorities stop the story from happening. Otherwise, I'm coming to you guys and saying, you're fake. You're fake as can be with your concern about the communities and gun reform and child safety and putting America and our families first, because you had proof, but you did nothing. You stayed silent, just like all the others, because it wasn't because gun violence didn't actually happen yet, because Louisiana hadn't happened yet. And yeah, to all the ones I contacted on the 20th, I asked you to look for Louisiana and then go back to what I was saying. Literally, my second video of the 3, which I get were for the authorities and the people that were trained. 30 minutes in, I asked for everybody's help, just like Louisiana is doing now. So, yeah, you guys, what would it have hurt if authorities would have just listened to me and done their job and investigated? But it was because everybody stayed silent. Nobody wanted to do their job. And I kept sitting there scratching my head going, why? why is nobody listening to me? Why is nobody at least looking at the crib, looking at the things that I have, that I was like, I got to keep going. I got to keep going. And yeah, after Louisiana, I looked at my Heavenly Father. I was like, you didn't cause any of this, but you're going to use my story to make sure that mental illness and gun reform, gun safety isn't just something that Fox talks about and CNN goes, look at them over there. You all have a responsibility to protect American families and children, and we all need to do better. Thank you.